Hey guys, it's Caroline, career and leadership coach. And today I want to talk to you about change and how committed you are to change. Because one thing I do a lot in my business and in my life is deal with change, helping people transform their job search, their career, and so on. And I'm very comfortable with change, but in specific areas. For example, in areas that I can control the change, I'm perfectly fine. But as soon as I feel uncomfortable with something that I can't control and that changes and puts me outside my comfort zone a little bit too much, I can panic and freak out. And so one of the things that happened, so I just came back from a 4 weeks holiday in Belgium and in France. And so traveling with two kids, really interesting, such a long flight, and two little children, 3 and 6. My daughter is 3 years old and my son is 6. And so we arrived in Belgium, and if you've ever been to Belgium and France, you will know that the food is amazing, the food and all the drinks. So the breads, the chocolate, the wine, beers, like if you know any Belgian beers, like, I drank Westmalle, Trappist, Carmelite, Duvel, Leffe, you name it. So much food. Anyway, after 4 weeks, we returned back to Australia, to Sydney, and I stood on the scales and I noticed I was 3 kilos heavier than I left. And I was like freaked out because that never happened. So I know I indulged and I could feel the curves a little bit. But in Belgium, because it was winter, it is still winter, you can hide it underneath your sweaters and stuff like that. Nobody really noticed. But here it's bikini season, like it's middle of summer. So I was like, hey, let's do something about it. Let's tackle this. Let's make a plan and let's go back to the weight that you are. But then it became evening, and then it's like, oh yeah, okay, let's have a glass of wine and let's have like some sauce with it. And it's like, that is not going to help me, because I will feel in the morning crap again because I didn't change any of my habits, about my behavior. So I'm doing things that I know are not going to help me reach my goal, which is, in this case, losing weight. And I know I'm doing the wrong thing, but still, it is so difficult to change. So it is until I realized what I was doing, and it's that awareness that you need to actually say, like, hell, this is really not what I want to achieve. This is not bringing me closer. And the longer I'm not really dealing with this, the longer it's going to take me, and the more crap I'm going to feel. And it's going to snowball in my confidence and everything else. So I'm telling you this story because I see this all the time with my clients. They are stuck in a job. And like, for example, last year, I spoke to over 100 people on my free breakthrough, career breakthrough sessions, the free 45 minutes to an hour sessions that I do with clients to actually map out where they're at and a plan how to move forward. So I spoke to over 100 people, and a little bit over 40% of those people signed up to work with me, but the rest, actually, they just wanted to change, but weren't able to commit to the change because they weren't ready. But the problem is, if you are in that situation of complaining all the time and not doing anything different or taking different action, then you can't possibly expect a different outcome, because it isn't going to happen. So only you are accountable for your outcome. You are responsible for your results. And you don't wait for somebody else to change something or your environment to change. you need to take action. You need to take ownership. And the funny thing with ownership, and that's the same with change, like we do it in your corporate job, probably you do it all the time, keeping people accountable, whether it's the teams you work with or whether it's the stakeholders you work with or the senior managers you work with. It doesn't matter. You keep them accountable, you to take ownership. Now, what I want you to do this year is take ownership of your career. Stop drifting from job to job. And instead of having a default career, design the career that you want and that you deserve. So my question to you, and today's question to you, is what do you need to do to actually, what is the first step you need to do to make this happen, to make this change a reality? Is it networking? Is it updating your resume? Is it just going and applying for roles or connecting with people that you have lost touch with, that are in your network, that you know that they can help you? Is it getting clear about what the hell you want? Because like one of the things that a lot of my clients face with is like they come at the point in their career, it's like, I don't feel that I've purpose. I don't feel that I've meaning. Like, what do I do? So is it that you need to figure out? But the first thing that I want you to do is think about what is going to be my first step. And that step will drive all the other change because it is all on you. Only you can change your reality. And the longer you wait, the longer you're going to be stuck in the situation you're in now. And maybe that's fine. Maybe you can just accept that. But if you know you deserve better, that you are underpaid, underutilized, that you are bored, that you're unfulfilled, unhappy, you name it, if you're in that situation, then take the bull by the horns and take action, do something about it. And so identifying and becoming aware of that first step is all you need at this moment, because that first step will lead to a next step and lead to another step. So the more you take control of that, the more you move forward. So I hope this helped. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. Now, there are a couple of things that I want you to do. First of all, if we are not connected yet on LinkedIn, connect with me. Send me a message that you saw this live stream or that you heard my podcast and that you're keen to connect with me and expand your network. Secondly, if you say like, Caroline, my first step is talking to somebody like you, helping me just land my next six-figure leadership role, because that's my specialty, is helping people who are stuck in their job search, get unstuck and land their next six-figure leadership role. So if this is you, if this resonates with you, go and book in a call. You can find that on newhorizoncoaching.com.au/call. And on the call, it's going to be me asking you questions and finding out what your situation is, because every situation is different. I have worked with so many clients over the last few years, and so every situation is different. So I want to find out what your situation is. And then I want to work with you and map out what the plan would look like to move forward. And at the end of the call, if you say like, Caroline, I want your help to implement that plan, hey, I'm here, we can talk about that too. But first of all, what I want you to do is to know a strategy, like take that next step. So if you need help, don't be afraid to reach out, or don't hesitate to reach out and book your call today. So I hope this helped, and I will see you on the next live stream.